So today marks what would have been the 100th birthday of President George H.W. Bush. Jon Meacham, your recent book about the 41st president is entitled The Call to Serve, The Life of an American President. So we're wondering what your reflections are this morning as you are in College Station, Texas, the home of the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum. What comes to mind?
How much we need the values and the vision that George H.W. Bush embodied. To talk about him is almost as if we're talking about the 19th century or the 18th century. That someone who, while imperfect, someone who pursued his ambition, but who at critical moments put the country's good above his own political good, even to the price of the presidency. In many ways. That's a kind of character, that's a kind of American fiber that we need more and more of in this era where we tend to throw a punch before we even begin to think about what the other guy is saying. That was a great 41 phrase, right? You used to always say, always want to know what the other guy thinks. And I was thinking about him in this conversation about the Middle East. I mean, here's a man who, Mika, your father was part of the same world, little different degree in terms of policy views. But that was a generation of folks who had been shaped by the Second World War, who understood the lessons of that war, understood that American power was vital, that the way to avoid great cataclysm was to confront aggression early, and to understand that everyone is human. Everyone has their own incentives. President Bush used to, when he had a few minutes, he'd say, I want to call up an emir in the desert somewhere and say, how's the weather? And someone said, Mr. President, you don't need to talk to that emir today. You've got other things. He says, well, if I call the emir today when I don't need him, he's probably going to pick up the phone when I do. And so that vision of politics as a human undertaking is something that I really wish we could not only recover, but strengthen.
Presidential historian Jon Meacham, thank you very much. Thank you for those thoughts this morning.